Hello everyone, so today we will discuss certain Viva questions on the experiment least disk method for the determination of thermal conductivity of the insulator. So first question will be, what is thermal conductivity? Thermal conductivity, it is basically the property of the material that indicates its ability to conduct heat. You are also supposed to know the unit of thermal conductivity. Now, similar to thermal conductivity, we have one more term which is thermal resistivity. So, thermal conductivity is quantified in the units of watt per meter Kelvin, and it is also defined as the reciprocal of thermal resistivity. Now, what is thermal resistivity? It is an ability to resist heat transfer. Now, why do we use this method? For what purpose we are using this least disk method? So, least method is used to measure the thermal conductivity of poorly conducting materials, basically insulators such as glass, wood, polymer, cardboard. And this was one of the earliest methods to measure thermal conductivity that gave very reliable results and is a steady state method. Now, here the sample in this particular experiment, whatever sample which we use, insulator material, that insulator material should be very thin. So generally we use a cardboard, suppose. So cardboard material, it should be very thin. So why is that condition? So a thin large surface area sample is used in the determination of thermal conductivity in order to quickly reach steady state. This is one reason, and another reason is if the surface will be thin, then the loss of heat through the sides of the insulating sample, it will be very less. So that is second reason. Now, can you measure the thermal conductivity of a good conducting disk by this method? So least disk method, basically it is only for measuring the thermal conductivity of insulators, and it is not used for the measurement of thermal conductivity of good conductors. The reason is, here in this experiment we find out the difference theta 1 and theta 2. Now, if you use a good conducting disk instead of an insulator disk, then the temperature theta 1 and theta 2 will be nearly equal, and in that case measurement of theta 1 and theta 2, difference between the theta 1 and theta 2, it will be difficult, very difficult, and that is how this method we use for insulators and not for good conductors. So any other method, if you know, for measuring the thermal conductivity of good conductors, basically if you have to measure thermal conductivity of good conductors, we use Searle's method. Now in this experiment, what is the largest source of error? So here we are measuring the thickness of the disc, then we are measuring the diameter of the disc, then we vary the, with time we just find out the change in temperature. Now here the largest source of error in the measurement is that of rate of cooling, because if you might have done this experiment, you know that the temperature falls very rapidly with time, and you are noting down the readings every 30 seconds. So that is how, when you note down the rate of cooling, there is a large chance of having error in that reading. Now here the specimen, insulator specimen whose conductivity you have to find out, that specimen, it is taken in the form of a disc, and that disc is thin. We have seen the reason why it should be thin. Now the second question is why it should be in the form of a disc. Now if you check for a disc, the thickness is small but its cross-sectional area is large. So if the cross-sectional area of the disc is large, amount of heat that is conducted, that will also be very large. So for this purpose, the specimen of the insulating material which we choose, it is generally in the form of a disc. Now, is it absolutely necessary that the steam chamber be placed at the top? No, it can also be placed below the bad conductor. So you have a choice. Second is, why do you measure the thickness of the disc in situ? So if you have seen this experiment or done this experiment in many cases, so as to get the accurate results, when you measure the disc thickness, it is measured in situ. So when the disc is placed between the two slabs, its effective thickness decreases due to pressure, and therefore the thickness is measured under the experimental condition of heat. Okay, so that is for accuracy. So that is all about the viva kind of viva questions which can be asked for this particular experiment. Thank you. Hope this video helps you. Thank you so much.